Words bring the messages of loved ones to me. Now all creation and the elders I see, taking me by the hand and guiding us all. Thank you, Creator, Idi Jale God.
Happy In May of 2002, Principal Chief Chad Smith and the Cherokee National Choir traveled to New York City and Washington, D.C. to honor and commemorate those who perished in, survived, or were rescued after the tragedies of September 11, 2001. The next two songs were recorded live while on tour. The first song, America, was recorded live at the Smithsonian Institution National Museum of the American Indian in New York City. The second song, the National Anthem, was recorded live in Washington, D.C. at the Department of the Interior for Secretary Gail Norton and her staff. Acting as ambassadors for the Cherokee Nation, the children performed these songs of peace and comfort in the native language for many audiences, illustrating the Cherokee Nation's commitment to build one fire.
I have always believed that the great Creator had a great design for my people, the Cherokees. I have been taught that from my childhood up.
I want to call this meeting to order. Mr. Johnson, would you give us a invocation, please.
Lord Heavenly Father, we just thank you for all the blessings you've given this morning. We thank you for bringing us here in this place. We thank you for the love you have in this place. We thank you now, Lord, that you take care of the Cherokee Nation business, that you'll dwell in each one of us. We thank you for seeing. We pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Roll call, please.
Bill Anglin. Here. Bill John Baker.
Here.
Roger Connor. Here. Carol Cowan. Here. Joe Simpson.
Here.
Mary Frey. Here. Don Darvin.
Here.
Ross Hopkins.
Here.
William Johnson.
Here.
John Keenan.
Aye.
Linda Leary. James Bob Martin.
Aye.
Yvonne Stockhouse. David Gordon.
Present.
Bill Cherokee. Here.
Mr. President, we have a quorum. First item is approval of minutes of the previous meeting. Motion made second. All those approve aye. Aye. All those opposed no. Motion carries. Next we have the State of the Nation address delivered by the Principal Chief, Chad Smith.
Good evening. It's my pleasure to address you on the State of the Nation of the Cherokee Nation, August 16, 2004. Welcome. We've had a very busy summer. Last month we held several candidate forums. As elections arise, we plan to continue holding forums, providing the opportunities for candidates to express their platform regarding the interests of the Cherokee Nation. These forums provide us with the opportunity to meet the candidates face-to-face and discover how they feel what issues are important to us. We've also had several community meetings to answer questions regarding our pending election law reform. We've had meetings in Westville, Bell, Jay. Two of our council members, Bill John Baker and Audrey Smoke Connor, hosted a community meeting in Hog Fry here in Tahlequah on July 26th, the evening before the primary, and had standing room only, and was a great success. It was a great format. We had the candidates there who pitched in for the eats, and everybody else just showed up to enjoy. And there's a great sense of community and a great sense of what elections are about. Political adversaries or opponents getting together on the same roof, enjoying a meal, putting the best foot forward, and it was a great community atmosphere. Deputy Chief Grayson, myself, and the Tribal Council hosted an appreciation and retirement dinner on July 16th to honor 3 state legislators who have retired and who have been friends of the Cherokee Nation over the years. Oklahoma House of Representatives Speaker Larry Adair, House of Representative Jim Wilson, and Senator Herb Rozelle. We want to thank you who expressed an interest and helped share our appreciation with these men for public service. As I discussed in the past of State of the Nations, I want to share with you again a PowerPoint slideshow, and this finishes up that slideshow in some detail, of asking the fundamental question of why have a Cherokee Nation. So on the screen that you see is we will answer ultimately that question this evening. Why have the Cherokee Nation? Okay. And the question that we're at now is, we've decided what work, but really the question is why work. And I think there's a great historical truth in Redbird Smith 100 years ago. He said, work and right training is the solution of my following. We as a group are still groping in darkness in many things, but this we know, we must work. A kindly man cannot help his neighbor in need unless he has a surplus, and he cannot unless he works. It's so simple, and yet we have to continually remind our people of it. So in the next slide, we actually look at what work we do in our work process. It's fairly simple. We plan, we do, we measure the success, then we adjust, then we start the cycle over. Plan, do, measure, adjust. Plan, do, measure, and adjust. And that's how we design our work of the Cherokee Nation. And even our legislative work as a council and as executive branch, we must always review our work, plan, and develop better projects and programs. The next question is, what work? And work is to achieve a long-term vision. Next slide. What work? Vision. And there's a great principle from the Bible. And it says, where there is no vision, the people perish. And so to forward ourselves to the next century, we must have a vision. Our work, in the next slide, is to achieve our vision, our outcomes, our targets, and our goals. The next slide really brings down to the rubber hitting the road, the essence of what our work is. Essentially, the work of the Cherokee Nation as a government is to build people, build families, build community, and build a nation. And often I kid to our staff that we should each be wearing a hard hat, a construction hard hat. And on that hard hat we say, we're builders of people, family, community, and nation. The next one is how to work. If you recall our first visiting of the slideshow, we talked about who, what, when, how to address our work. And this one is attributes that are expressed in our Declaration of Design Purpose. We've been able to identify these as attributes we want to foster in our work environment. Be respectful, committed, Cherokee way of life, creative, possess integrity, demonstrate leadership, communicate, become self-confident, cooperate, and exercise responsibility. Also, to answer the question of how to work is a great Cherokee cultural concept of God-Do-Gi. And basically, our mission or our vision is to work together as families, individuals, and community for quality of life for this and future generations, for promoting confidence in tribal culture and effective sovereign government. And God-Do-Gi, somewhat translated, means come together and work for the benefit of the community. The next one is how to work, our guiding principles. And in our declaration, we actually have statements of how we express our spirit, our strength, our people, our government, our environment, and our sovereignty. So the question then becomes, who should work? And of course, the answer is every employee, citizen, and patriot of the Cherokee Nation. The last slide is the simple question, when should we begin our work? Of course, the answer is now. And in summary, this is some wisdom that we got from Philip Martin. Barbara Starr Scott in Town refreshes us with his acquaintance. And sometimes he is not necessarily articulate, but he certainly has some profound wisdom. And this is a formula that he expressed to us. Jobs keep our people in our communities, home in our communities. This allows us to keep our language alive, which preserves our culture, all of which increases our quality of life. So when we start out with the first question, so why have the Cherokee Nation? I think the long and short of it, when you boil it all down to analysis and evaluation, is a simple one. We have a Cherokee Nation because it improves our quality of life. It improves the health, the intelligence, the caring that we have for each other and ourselves. So let me proceed with our State of the Nation. Our focus with these strategies is language, jobs, and community. The Jobs Initiative in the business arena, a citizens group in Memphis has invited the Cherokee Nation to discuss the possibility of developing gaming venue in their city. It's a very speculative project. It's one that's somewhat I call just testing the waters. But the Cherokee Nation Enterprises continues to create jobs for citizens living here in northeastern Oklahoma. In the last month, they've hired literally hundreds of people to gear up for the soft opening and the grand opening of the Catoosa facility. And every time you come close to the facility, there's true excitement. The staff's excited, the public's excited. Every time I tour the facility, I become more excited as it takes shape and the colors come to be laid in the carpet in the interior. It's just going to be a very exciting thing for us all and something we all can be very proud of. I'm sure David Stewart will update you on the opening. Vincini will also open a temporary casino facility down the street, and it will be open Labor Day weekend here in Tahlequah. It will be a temporary facility while a 20,000 square foot facility is being built over the next 14 months. And then that facility will become a elementary school when we get our final resting place across from Grover's Corners. Our language and cultural initiatives, the Cherokee National Holiday, is just around the corner. It's just really hard for me to imagine that the Cherokee Holiday is just weeks away, because I'm still waiting for summer to hit. You know, it's been 20 degrees under our acclimation point, and when it's 78 degrees outside, mentally I keep thinking it's got to be 3 or 4 months before the holidays here with 105-degree temperature. But it's just around the corner. I want to personally invite everybody to attend. The holiday is going to be bigger and better than ever. Lou Slagle is to be commended for his work in developing the holiday. And we have the opportunity to pre-visit one of those events. And one of the highlights of the holiday is our Miss Cherokee contest. And I always have to muse that many folks that we talk to talk about their great-great-grandmother being a Cherokee princess. And I always have to question and query that, because our first Miss Cherokee contest, I believe, was in 1953. So their grandmother has to be less than, 50 years old to be a true Miss Cherokee. Well, we have the opportunity to have several of those contestants tonight. And if you will, Miss Cherokee contestants, come down front. And I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself and tell what community you come from, a little bit about your educational plans, and share those things with us. We'll start.
Hello, I'm Ashley Shadowan. I'm 18 years old. I'm the daughter of Sandra Downing from Locust Grove. I'm a sophomore at the University of Oklahoma, where I'm studying law.
Hello, I'm Lindsay Standingwater. I'm the daughter of Tom and Rhoda Standingwater. I'm 18 years old. I'm from Smiley, Oklahoma. I'm currently a freshman at Northeastern State University, and I'm majoring in early childhood education.
Hi, I'm Cassie Snell. I'm 18 years old. I'm the daughter of Carolyn Moore. I graduated from Bonita. I will be a freshman at MSU, where I will be majoring in sociology and Native American studies.
Hello everyone, how are you? My name is Michelle Lucas. I am 18 years old. I'm of the Bird Clan and am currently attending Connors State College. I started today, and my major is education, and I am a Cherokee language scholar, which means I will be teaching at the immersion classes when I finish MSU.
Let's give them a round of applause. And then I encourage you to attend the Miss Cherokee contest. Several years ago, the format was changed, and it was a great, the result was very, very inspiring. Previous to that, we judged our Miss Cherokees on appearance and dress, and talent, and such, and the question really became, what is a Miss Cherokee? And after much study and thought and talking to speakers and elders, Miss Cherokee is really a spokesman, a role model for Cherokee youth. So the question becomes, what is the best way to select such a person? And Cherokee, our speakers told us, well, really what that means is a messenger. So how do you pick somebody based upon being a messenger? And so they selected ways of asking each contestant to deliver a platform that they would aspire to if they were selected Miss Cherokee. And that first year and every year since has just been absolutely amazing. The articulation, the intelligence, the evaluation, the power of the speeches of each one of these young ladies is actually quite inspiring and gives us tremendous faith in the leadership of our upcoming youth. And so it's really a delightful event to come and hear very strong platforms spoken by our youth. This year during the holiday we have 40 different events from sports tournaments. If it's anything involving a ball, it'll be at the holiday. We'll have fishing, softball, marbles, blow gun, cornstalk shoot. We'll have traditional foods cook-off, which is a new one, arts and crafts. We'll have gospel singings, honoring our original enrollees. There's really something for everyone. I encourage you and your family to spend your Saturday and Sunday night right here in Tahlequah. I think on Sunday they introduced a new event, the Cherokee Film Festival, to make the weekend even longer and more enjoyable. There's posters and brochures out front, so please take those. This is going to be a great year. There's a lot of excitement. Brad Carson will be noted at our holiday powwow. He will be given his award for his statesmanship, being a Cherokee congressman. And it's just another great example of the leadership that we have among our people. One of our original enrollees, Lucy West, the forum turned 100 years old in July. Joe Grace and I had the opportunity to visit with her, and posted on her wall were stories about Jacob West. And we studied Jacob West in our history course as having set good legal precedent when we tried to convict him for murder. And she was quick to tell us that, yeah, there was grounds to convict him for murder, but it was a jurisdictional case that if the law of his case had survived, we'd had greater control over the Cherokee Nation. So if you have an opportunity to come by and visit with our original enrollees, it's always a very precious time. We'll soon be saying welcome home to one of our marshals who's serving in Iraq, and that's Shauna Eubanks. We'll be returning this weekend. We wish her a safe trip home. And at this time, in talking about veterans, I'd ask Deputy Chief Grayson to join me to honor another Cherokee veteran. Tonight we honor Sean E. Stewart for his service in the United States Army Air Force during World War II. From 1941 to 1945, he was based overseas in the European Theater of Operations in France. As a gunner on an A-26 bomber aircraft, he flew 28 missions and was shot down on the 29th. He spent a number of days at a POW camp in Germany. For his service, Mr. Stewart was honored with a Purple Heart. Shawnee was born and raised in near Salisaw, close to Sequoia's home. Shawnee has two children, David Stewart and Linda Flores. And I wanted to add one other note about him. He attended the University of Oklahoma, where he earned a Bachelor of Arts degree in Government and Sociology. His career covered 33 years of public service. Mr. Stewart served in the Oklahoma House of Representatives for 2 terms from 1949 to 1953. Then he worked as a planning engineer in the transportation systems of various communities for the next 29 years. He worked for the Oklahoma Transportation System from 1970 until he retired in 1982. So, Mr. Stewart, if you will come forward and accept our token of gratitude, and let's give him a round of appreciation. Our symbol of patriotism, our seal. So thank you so much. Will you care to say a word for us?
Well, I appreciate the kind words, and thank you for the award. I hope that every veteran could have the opportunity to come by and visit here and visit the crowd and be awarded a similar emblem.
Thank you so very much, sir.
28.5 million. Come back on that
That concludes my State of the Nation report.
Thank you, Chief Smith. Next item is the action of unfinished business. And since there is none pending, we will go on to the committee reports. Are there any committee reports from the Tribal Council? Motion made, seconded. All those in favor, aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. Motion carried.
Mr. Chairman, I would, excuse me, ask council to allow Councilman Gil Angman to the Resource Committee. I'll make that motion. Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any questions? Discussion? All in favor, aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. Motion carried. Any other council reports?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to ask that Melvina also join the Resources Committee, and I make that form of motion.
Second. Motion made and seconded. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Motion carried. Any other reports? We will move on to the committee reports. First one on the report is the Housing Authority, Mr. David Stewart. David,
Good evening. Have a short report tonight. We received notification of the nation's preliminary housing block grant amount for 2005. The preliminary amount is $29,675,000. To compare that to the 2004 amount of $31,425,000, we have a 6% decrease in funding. Both those numbers are pre-adjustment, so there is a possibility the initial number could go up, but doubtful that it'll get back up to 2004 level this year. Our August board meeting is tomorrow evening at 5:30. One of the items that will be discussed is dorm assistance. Right now we have a limit on dorm assistance of 105 applicants for each semester. We've done this, put that in there 3 or 4 years ago. We haven't had a problem with reaching that amount until this year. We hope to be able to fund all the requests as long as we have available funding. So we'll be asking the board to consider changing that amount from 105 to however many we get. We will also discuss obtaining legal services. Our staff attorney resigned a few weeks ago, and instead of hiring another staff attorney, we're going to contract that service instead. So we'll go over the proposal with the board. See that in the newspaper in the next few weeks. That's what we're doing. We're obtaining legal services. Another issue is an increase in our employees' portion of the health care premium. Single coverage, just for the employees, going up $3.61 per month, and the family coverage is going up $8.24 per month. Our first premium increase was actually at 24.5%. We were able to change some things in the plan to get that down to about 6%, and we did have to pass some of it along to the employee. We currently have 241 employees, of which 98.3 are Native American. I know Mr. Stewart gives that report every month. I thought I'd throw that in. Real proud of that fact. An item I want to mention is an action taken at last month's board meeting. The board voted to formally accept the salary schedule that we've been using. It was never formally accepted back a couple years ago. One of the effects of accepting the salary schedule was that any employee whose salary was above the maximum for the job grade would have their salary reduced to the maximum of their job grade. This affected 23 employees. I had several of you all, counselors, contact me about the issue and have requested to address the board about the issue. I have suggested that before we have this item on the agenda for discussion, that I could analyze it, have some time to analyze it and talk with the board about it and see what all the effects that the decision had. Any salary decrease will not go into effect until October, so there is ample time to analyze it and discuss it. I will keep the council informed of the status as promised. That's my report for tonight. Any questions?
Hey, David. One.
They on the salary schedule, did they have an increase? Did they have salaries increase like in March or sometime?
Yes. There was a cost of living that the board approved that went into effect, I believe it was April. And then the merit increases went into effect about a month ago.
But this is not a matter of money problem, it's just...
No, there's a minimum and maximum for each job. And over the years, there was a different salary schedule from the one when you're on the board. We used the salary schedule. And back in 2000 or 2001, we had another survey done. And it was never formally introduced, although Mr. Falls, we started using it. And there were some salaries that were outside that scale. And I had to go to the board and say, board, okay, what do we need to do? I need some guidance here. We've got people outside the scale, what do we want to do? And that's the decision they made. Like I said, we need to analyze it to see what all the effects were of it. Like I said, it doesn't go into effect until October. So between the next 30 days before the next board meeting, we hope to have that all that analysis done and make a recommendation to the board one way or the other.
Mr. President.
Mr. Sullivan, what type of employees is this affecting?
It's
do you know?
There's some maintenance folks that were affected. When I say maintenance, they work on our apartments in a capacity of, all-around handyman. Some of them even have license that go along with that, heat and air type license and things like that. Trying to think. Some inspectors, those type jobs. Well, I don't have that list in front of me, but I could expand on that Wednesday committee meeting.
On these merit increases, will they fall inside that scale? In other words, will the scale go up if they're...
No, the scale would stay the same.
So you're going to give an increase in running above the scale?
I'm not understanding, Mr. President.
Okay, if they're making $40,000 within that scale, and you give them a 5% increase, and that brings them above the scale, does that mean that they will not get an increase?
They would just go up to the maximum of the scale.
Then they cannot get an increase on their...
That's how it would be set up right now, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. David, the new look or checking on this again, taking a new look at it, will it be the results of that? Will that be an agenda item for the September board meeting, you said?
At the very latest, September. If we need to address it before then in a special meeting, we'd certainly do that. But at the latest, the September meeting.
Any other questions?
David, The salary levels, are they arrived at through a job description, and how old are these job descriptions?
Job descriptions are actually, we keep those current. The salary schedule was developed, we contracted that out. A company came in and probably, I can't remember who all they used. Obviously the Cherokee Nation, they used other Indian housing authorities. I think they even used the Tulsa Housing Authority, some local government, maybe even the hospital. But it was fairly comprehensive.
I know some of the trades that you're referring to, if they're required to have licensing and to do various tasks, out in the world of work, my husband is principal fitter, $102 an hour is what he gets in this state, and 25 and higher in other states. I just don't think that setting a limit on somebody that's required to do several tasks and actually save money by not having to contract out other services, I don't think that's too much to ask to pay our people out there and give those services. That's just my comment.
Okay.
Yeah, and this survey that they did is what, 3 years old?
Yes.
At best?
Yes.
And some of these people are being cut 20%, 25%?
There's just a few that are like from 20, like maybe 3 people from 20 to 25. Generally it was less than 8. But there was some that were potential was great.
Thank you.
Any questions? Thank you. Thank you.
Next we have Cherokee Nation Enterprises, Mr. David Stewart.
Good evening. C&E had another great month. July net income was 41% over July of last year, and year-to-date net income is 26% above last year at this same time. Employment is now at 1,366 employees, and we expect that number to increase to approximately 1,600 by the end of next month. We've gone through almost our final round of hiring. We will hire an additional approximate 600 to 700 employees for the Catoosa expansion, and that includes some overhiring to accommodate for some turnover. So we're ready to go, and we're very excited. We're pleased to report that as of the end of July, our native employment remains at 76%. We have many projects in process. We have a parking lot expansion going on at West Siloam. You'll notice that starting. And we have a heavy schedule of events coming up. On August 19th, we will have a wrap-up luncheon with our general contractor, Flintco, to celebrate substantial completion of the Catoosa expansion project, and we would invite you to attend that luncheon. On September the 1st, the Tahlequah Casino will open its doors. On September the 2nd will be an official grand opening of that casino. On September the 7th, we will have an employee preview, and you are invited to that. That will be a private showing of the hotel. So we invite you and Chief Smith and Vice Chief and several others to that. There will be a chance for our employees to see the hotel and visit it before we have the onslaught of customers that show up the next day. So September 8th is the official soft opening, and we would also welcome you there as well. I'm pleased to say that we have not incurred any debt as of today. Bill John, you'll be proud of that. I'm losing credibility, though. I keep saying we're having to borrow money, and we never do. But those are good things. So anyway, we just continue the aggressive schedule. We have plans for Salisaw. The board has approved that casino, so we're in the process of designing that. We have the permanent facility that's in process of being designed here in Tahlequah, and I think you'll be proud of that as well. So absent that, any further questions or any questions regarding July results?
Can you expand a little bit on what the chief introduced as far as Memphis, Tennessee?
Yes, Memphis, Tennessee, the people of Memphis have expressed an interest for us to operate gaming operations in Shelby County, which is in Memphis. And so with our experience and of course our infrastructure of our corporate corporation that we have now, we're able to do that. It was, I guess an opportunity to do gaming outside the state, so we took advantage of that. It is an opportunity. The chances of that happening are hard to approximate, but we feel it's worth pursuing. Okay, thank you.
Next, we have Cherokee Nation Industries.
Good evening. First of all, let me, Mr. Majewski asked that I send his apologies that he's not able to be here tonight. He's in a meeting with a customer out of state, so I'm here in his place. CNI sales for the month of July were $6.4 million, and this is the first month of our fiscal year, and that's meeting what we project as our sales for the month. So we're going right along with our budget, and we're just starting our field work. The auditors came in today, and they're doing the field work to audit our books for the year end that we had June the 30th, and we look for that audit to be completed by the end of September to have the final report. Our bookings and new sales continue to be strong, and we don't anticipate any dramatic changes in what's been happening at the CNI the last few months. And our next board meeting is scheduled for 9:30 on August 24th at the CNI facilities in Stillwell. And we'd also like to invite each of you and the deputy chief and the chief to our company picnic. It will be held on September the 11th at Cherokee Nation Industries in Stillwell, and that will begin at 10:30. This completes my report. Is there any questions?
Any questions? Any questions? Thank you, sir. Thank you. The next item is new business. And the first item on the agenda is a legislative act authorizing comprehensive budget for fiscal year 2004. Ms. Fraley.
Now, this is just exactly what it says. It is legislative act authorizing comprehensive budget fiscal year 2004 in Lott County declaring an emergency. And I put that in form of a motion.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. Roll call, please.
Steve England?
Yes.
John Baker?
Yes.
Audra Connor? Yes. Cheryl Thomas? Yes. Joe Quigley?
Yes.
Mary Fragan? Yes. John Gardner?
Yes.
Charles Hawkins?
Yes.
Bill Johnson?
Yes.
John Keener?
Yes.
Linda O'Leary? Yes. Jackie Ball Martin?
Yes.
Ron Shophouse? Yes. David Thornton?
Yes.
Phil Giorgi? Yes.
The vote is unanimous. Motion passed. Second item is a resolution authorizing the submission of a fiscal year 2004 Indian Community Development Block Grant. Ms. O'Leary.
Yes. The situation that the block grant is for $800,000 and the cash match is $267,000. I put that in form of motion.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carried. Third item is the resolution authorizing career services to develop and submit a 3-year plan. Ms. O'Leary.
This resolution is to for career services to develop the 3-year plan, and for the principal chief and his designee to sign documents necessary to submit the application. The funding amount could be $9 million with no cash match, and with that I'd put it in the form of a motion.
Motion is made, seconded. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Motion passed. The fourth item is a resolution authorizing career services to develop and submit an application to HUD. Mr. Weir.
This resolution is just exactly the same. Career services operated a residential activity self-produced as ROSS program for the past 2 years. And they're asking for funding and now it's like $500,000 with 25% in-kind match required. I'll put that in the form of a motion.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. Any questions or discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carried. The fifth item is a resolution requesting the Office of Principal Chief perform a due diligence study and make inquiries into the production of megaphala trees.
Mr. Chairman, I would move for approval, and the reason for that is that the due diligence study can be made by the Principal Chief whether the production of a megaphala tree is a desirable and profitable business venture for the Cherokee Nation. Second.
Motion made, seconded. Any questions or discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carried. The sixth item is a resolution authorizing the Cherokee Nation to donate surplus office equipment to the Adair County Depot.
Mr. Chairman, I would move for approval with an exception that we need to change. Where it says Adair County Depot is a nonprofit organization that supports and provides community services through housing. The Chamber of Commerce, and the abbreviation for CATS there says CATS in our resolution. It should be KATS. That's Cowboy Area Transit System. With that amendment, I would move for approval.
Motion is made, seconded. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor, aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. Motion carried. The seventh item is a resolution authorizing Cherokee Nation Environmental Programs Group to submit a formal grant. Mr. Martin.
Mr. Chairman, I would move for approval. This narrative I'll read that the OES is requesting $609,000 in funding from the Region 6 U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. This project will provide support for the continuing tribal ambient air monitoring station at 4 locations in Oklahoma and 3 in New Mexico.
Second.
Motion is made, seconded. Any questions or discussion? All in favor, aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Motion carried. The eighth item is a resolution authorizing Cherokee Nation Environmental Programs Group to submit a grant application to the U.S. Bureau of Indian Affairs. Mr. Martin.
Mr. Chairman, I would move for approval of that resolution. And if there's any question, Mrs. Hale is here in the audience, but this plan to request a grant for $150,000 from the Bureau of Indian Affairs for a water management planning and pre-development project.
Motion made and seconded. Any questions or discussion? All in favor, aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Motion carried. The ninth item is a resolution amending Resolution 3903, land lease for Cherokee Nation Historical Society.
Mr. Chairman, I would move for approval, and this is, like I say, a resolution is clear there. The original resolution, there was a couple items that was left out, and this would bring it up to date, so make it complete. Second.
Motion's made, seconded. Any questions or discussion? All in favor, aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Motion carried. Item number 10 is a resolution confirming the nomination of Dick McNair as a board member of the Cherokee Nation Housing Authority. Ms. Fraley.
Yes, this resolution confirms the reappointment of Dick McNair as a member of the Cherokee Nation Housing Authority Board of Commissioners for a 3-year term. His term expires this month, and he's nominated to fill this vacancy. Move for approval.
Motion made, seconded. Any questions or discussion? Yes.
Turn your mic on.
From the Virgo law firm regarding this appointment, and just received a fax that says, dear council or member Older, as requested, I have reviewed the Cherokee Nation Ethics Code, the Government Act codified at 28 CNCA, non-elected people. The purpose of this analysis was to respond to the following inquiry. Are appointed officials of entities controlled by the Cherokee Nation subject to the Cherokee Nation Ethics and Government Act? In my opinion, such appointed officials are subject to the provisions of this Act. These individuals are performing their duties in positions of trust and must not engage in any business with the Cherokee Nation or its affiliates, which results in a significant profit, directly or indirectly, for the official. Otherwise, the expectation of honest government fostered by this Act would be diminished, a consequence unacceptable to a majority of Cherokee voters. I trust you will find this analysis acceptable to Virgo law firm and like every Virgo for the firm. On that for discussion.
Councilwoman O'Leary, are there reasons for going to get this legal opinion, and if there are, would you please share them?
I had made about 3 responses to one city and or a couple of them at least, and one to Mr. McNair, in responding to contributions in kind, otherwise, or directly or indirectly, any corporations, any entities, and benefits that he might have included or expect to gain from contract, subcontract, like I said, indirectly, in kind, I feel like I got an adequate response.
Thank you, Mr. President. Could we get our council attorney to speak about that? Do you mind addressing this?
First, I believe it's important to determine what work Mr. McNair has done for Cherokee Nation or its entity. I don't believe Mr. McNair is here today. It would be nice to ask him, exactly what entity, what work has he personally done, what affiliations he has with any company or organization that does work with the Cherokee Nation. And if that question is answered in the affirmative, well, how did he obtain the work that he used? Was there any influence that he used, actual or perceived, that helped him get that work? We don't. I'd like to know the answer to those questions. It takes more than mere just doing business. There's some, you have to determine how that profit, directly or indirectly, was obtained. these are all, important questions that I would like to, is the concern of the council that the council should ask Mr. McNair.
Yes, well, and I think Linda was trying to be nice, and she asked Mr. McNair in letter form some of these very questions, and I hate to add to what it said, but it pretty much said go pound sand. And that it wasn't any of our business, that his personal dealings or business with Cherokee Nation was not of anybody's business but his personal. And so I think that was attempted, and I too wish that he were here tonight. But he chose not to, I guess.
This was the discussion. Call for question. All those in favor, aye? All those opposed, no? No. That's not carried. Item number 11. Resolution. Item number 11. Resolution confirming the nomination of Robert as a board member of the Cherokee Nation Tax Commission. Ms. Craig.
Resolution confirming Robert Hensey as a member of the Cherokee Nation Tax Commission. Mr. Hensey's term expires this month as a member of the Tax Commission, and his nomination is for reappointment. I would move for approval.
Second. Motion made second. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor, aye? Motion carried. Item number 12, the resolution confirming the nomination of Eddie
Henshaw as a member of the Cherokee Nation Environmental Protection Commission.
Mr. Henshaw is currently a member of the Cherokee Nation Environmental Protection Commission, and his term expires this month, and so this nomination for reappointment to the Environmental Protection Commission. Move for approval.
Motion made, seconded. All those in favor, aye? Aye. All those opposed, no? Motion carried. And Mr. Henshaw, would you stand up, please, so we can see you? Congratulations, sir. Last item is the legislative act amending Title 63 of the Cherokee Nation Code. Ms. Fraley.
And development of our scenic areas and the adjacent and contiguous land there.
Motion is made and seconded. Any questions or discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Bill England?
Yes.
Bill John Baker?
Yes.
Wanda Carter? Yes. Sarah Collins? Yes. Joe Christian?
Yes.
Mary Fraser? Yes. John Barber?
Yes.
John Thompson?
Yes.
William Johnson?
Yes.
John King?
Yes.
Linda O'Leary? Yes. Becky Martin?
Yes.
Caroline Sumner? Yes. David Gordon?
Yes.
Phyllis Johnson? Yes.
The vote was unanimous. The act passed. While we move on to announcements, I want to announce an item that we're starting. The 120th engineers are going to have a powwow in their loft. And they called us, or called me the other day. I picked up the phone, and it was John Ketcher calling from our loft, telling us about the powwow. And it will be the first powwow held in a combat zone and they had several things they needed from us. We got all the little items that they needed, and they needed ribbon shirts. So I sent out an article in the paper asking for donations of ribbon shirts. This is the first one that we got. It was donated by Francis Cornell, who has a shop across the street. That sounds like a gunshot. That kind of Also, they wanted some singers and a drum. And Chad Smith told me tonight that if we can find some singers and drums and a way to get them to our office, we're going to do it. And I told him I wanted to go to those people who don't know and who may want to send one. We need them by Friday. Thank you. Any other announcements?
I've got an announcement. I passed out, we'll be having our 51st annual hog strike this coming Sunday, August the 22nd, and everybody's invited. We all can't go to Iraq, but we can go to Shop House Hungry Holler, so y'all are invited to come down there. Yes, I'd like to announce that Mr. Baker and I will be having another community meeting out at PEG, which, yes, Mr. Baker is in Cherokee County. We're going to have it on August 31st, 6 to 8 at the PEG Fire Department. We're going to be doing beans and cornbread and that kind of stuff. So just want to let everyone know if you haven't made a community meeting yet, you're welcome to come over to PEG.
Mr. Britton? Anybody else? Any more announcements? Motion made, second. All in favor, aye. All opposed, no. Keith, I'll be right back.
All right.
Today, the prosperity and the excellence that the Cherokee Nation and its people have earned time and time again in their long existence from antiquity to the present is the same challenge that our ancestors faced with incredible will to not just survive, but to flourish. This is the legacy that has been handed to us. Now, it is our turn to step up and meet the challenge to prosper and excel once more as a people, a culture, a society,